So joining us for the first time this season is Josh, and I'm going to try and pronounce it. Is it Brehaut?
Brehaut.
Right, so Josh Brehaut. That was a comprehensive victory. It wasn't as easy as it looked at times. It was a well-organised side, Trafford.
Yeah, we started really well actually. First 10 minutes we had complete control, penning them back in. And I think once they settled into the game, there was a spell of 20-25 minutes where they had good control without really hurting us. They had the one chance where they put the ball over the bar. But we equally created chances, and obviously we got the first goal at the time.
And you've got to credit Joe Shaughnessy because he came out and really made himself look big, and I think he's playing stats, that's it.
He's got a huge presence, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a real asset of his. His profile is off-putting. We got the first goal at the time, and in the second half, again, we didn't control the game with the ball to start with, but we didn't get hurt. And once we got the second goal, then I think from that point on, we were in total control at that point. We played some fantastic football, and it was great to obviously score another.
Well, we spoke to Leeks after the game on Saturday, and he said, I didn't know if Jake Avery was a scorer, but he knows now. It's 4-2.
Absolutely, yeah. We're really pleased for Jake, and Jake's got to keep running the back. He's got to threaten the back line with his pace. We saw in the first 5 minutes he was quicker than the centre half he was playing against. He then ended up in a scenario on the other side, and he was quicker than him as well, and he's going to be quicker than most defenders that he plays against. So that's a great asset for us, because it'll pen opposition teams back in. And fair play to the lad, he's taken his goals really well again, and he's got to keep working on his end product. He knows that. We'll continue to work on that in training with him.
But this is the club to do it, isn't it? Because everybody says that the coaching here is absolutely second to none. If you come in as a footballer, within a certain amount of time you're going to be a better footballer, and that's the aim, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I've been here for a short period of time, and the work that goes on the training pitch, the knowledge that Bake has, he's able to pass on to the players is unbelievable. And even myself, one of the big draws for me to come here was to learn from him, and he's definitely in the right place to continue his football development.
But while we're on that situation, I think they wanted your enthusiasm as well, because you've got a gel as a team, and we know what People brings. He's been in the game for prehistoric times, I think, and we also know that Neil Baker is brilliant technically, but it's important that other opinions come in as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and that was something that was part of the remit. When I first spoke with Bake, came down and met all the staff, met with John, and absolutely. I think that it's good to have that balance, and certainly I've been made to feel incredibly welcome, and I do have a lot of input, and the manager listens, and fair play to him. He's very open like that.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Aaron Opoku, because we know he's a bit short on match fitness, but it was important he was out there for the 90 minutes. He got himself a goal as well, which is important for confidence.
Great header, really good header, and he's such a threat. Physically he really is a nuisance for defenders. He's technically actually, probably better than people might give him credit for, because they see his physical profile and would maybe assume that that's his sort of his main asset, and therefore maybe don't take his technical quality he's got quite as seriously. But yeah, and you're absolutely right. He's had a really difficult pre-season with only playing 35 minutes in the pre-season fixtures through different reasons. He's had a couple of injuries, then he was away on 2 separate occasions. So he's had a really sort of tough, bitty pre-season. So it was good for him out there tonight. The last 10 minutes it was quite comical, really. You could see he was struggling.
I'm glad you said that, because we could see him blowing.
Yeah, well, when Jake scored at the end there, I think he could only just crawl to him. So he's feeling the effects of that, and no doubt he'll be stiff tomorrow.
But one of his main assets is how well he holds the ball up. He's back to goal, and he's bringing players in, and he brings out a different scenario for Rob Stevenson, because Rob Stevenson, again, he's forever willing, and he probably hasn't had the rewards that he deserves, because he pulls their defence all over the place.
Rob was a little bit wide in the first half tonight, and the way that we're playing at the moment with 3 of them up there, we want to try and get them close to link and combine. Obviously they've all got different skill sets, as we spoke about with Jake, his ability to run the back and threaten him behind. We know that Rob's fantastic in 1v1, and obviously Aaron's a great linker. So yeah, in the second half they got a little bit closer together, Aaron and Rob, and yeah, absolutely a very effective pairing.
We've got a big squad here at Leek now, and there's some names that are absent from the substitutes bench. How as a coaching team do you manage to keep everybody sort of enthused and feel a part of it? Because you can't put everybody in the matchday squad.
No, absolutely. It's a long season, you know, and everybody's going to get opportunities throughout the course of the season. You know, there's always going to be an availability through injury and touch wood, this doesn't happen, but obviously occasionally suspension as well. So people will get their opportunities, players that haven't played as many minutes so far. But at the same time, at the moment, riding that crest of a wave, scored, you know, a fair number of goals in the last couple of games, of course. And nice to as well get the clean sheet tonight, because we've conceded goals, certainly at Chasetown and on Saturday, that we've gifted to the opposition. They haven't worked for them. So it's nice to get the clean sheet as well. And
obviously a new sort of central defensive partnership in Ollie Harrison and Julius and Dean as well. But they are now gelling, aren't they? You can see that beginning to work.
Julius has adapted really well. Really well. Obviously everyone knows Ollie's quality. He's obviously been here for a significant period of time now. But yeah, they have got a nice balance. Ollie playing on the right hand side as well has allowed him to step into the game, hit obviously the variety of passes that we know he's capable of doing. But Julius has adapted really, really well, to be fair to him, yeah, absolutely.
Now, a club that you know quite well is Kidsgrove Athletic. They are riding high, 3 wins out of 3. They've won tonight, managed to get a last-minute winner. They visit next week. How important is it now that the team are sort of prepared? Because really, local rivalry, Leek want to see them knocked off the top, don't they?
Yeah, of course. I mean, first and foremost, we've got Saturday to focus on. And Saturday, Monday is going to be a challenge, and you talk about the big squad, you know, that's something that obviously we have in our favour, that we can freshen things up. Yeah, absolutely. We want to be competitive and be on the top of the table ourselves. But we've got a game against City Liverpool Saturday first to focus on, which will obviously be a challenging game, like every game in this league. I think it's been proven already that every team will compete against every other team. So
and results are unpredictable.
Absolutely. So we can't look too far ahead. But yeah, absolutely. Next Monday will be hopefully a great occasion for us.
They've never been always the quickie starters, Leek. So with 2 wins and a loss, how do you sort of assess this start?
Yeah, and obviously with the FA Cup win as well, I think that's that's really positive to have 3 wins out of 4 on the board. Again, it's one game at a time, and when you get to 10 games in, it gives you a good indication. I think if you look at the table last year, you know where people were ranked 10 games in was not too far off what the top of the table looked like towards the end. And we're taking one game at a time at this moment in time. Certainly won't be getting carried away, but it's pleasing because last year, of course, that was something that that did have an impact. The fact that we have three consecutive draws against teams that ended up finishing down the bottom end. And ultimately that meant that Macclesfield were able to pull away, and we weren't able to quite keep on their coattails. So.
Well, held them for quite a long time there. But listen, thanks for joining us. It's been really interesting, and we look forward to seeing how the coaching team did develop, because it's as important off the pitch as on the pitch. So thanks for joining us. That's Josh speaking to us live on Moorlands Radio on this Tuesday night. And yes, we'll move on as we get in towards. I'm going to be out of trouble because I'm